Housewives of Atlanta, season 17, episode 5, Dynasty Divas in Atlanta. So I'm not really sure if this sitcom Dallas Dynasty intro was actually needed between Phaedra, Portia, or what? Cynthia Phaedra featuring Adrian Malouf. And I don't watch, well, I do watch some other housewives, but I don't know her. So I didn't watch her season of whatever franchise she was on. Was it Beverly Hills? Because I didn't watch none of the early seasons like that. But she is into tequila business. So, Cynthia's hooking up with her, with on the business tip and explaining how they about to have this girls trip to Dallas. And of course, Phaedra's like, oh man, this trip, well, we gotta worry about child, you know, this pinky thing, obviously she got a little beef with me. No, say no pun intended. And shoot, all she need to be worried about is right, where the money at, child, the money in the bank, because you keep hollering about, oh, I could wipe, $80,000 with my ass and all this bullshit on the last episode, but bankruptcy. Okay. And then Phaedra's asking about Portia. Like, anybody talk to Portia? Because obviously there's going to be a Portia versus Kelly issue, right? So obviously, Cynthia doesn't want no beef going on her Dallas trip, but she know. I mean, interesting fact that Pinky and K Michelle have never been on a girls trip, which is, I mean, girl, how old is y'all? Y'all had no friends growing up and take trips growing up with y'all friends. Like, I think my first girls trip was when I was 16 for spring break senior year. We went to Orlando, Disney, by ourselves. Planned it by ourselves and everything. So I don't know. And I mean, like I say, we've been taking trips ever since. But they're a little, we'll say optimistic, right? Because what's going to happen? We don't know. And obviously the theme is Dallas Dynasty. Cynthia, when she sent out the invite, she told the ladies to dress in Dynasty attire, I guess. Is that just to arrive on the plane there, or is this just for the whole thing? Because I'm not too sure. But not everybody understood the assignment, and obviously some people never actually watched the show, it's I was a tot, a little one when the show was on the TV. So watching it through the parents and things like that, I will have to rewatch it as an adult to actually, what I'm saying, get into it. But I knows what it is. Dominique Devereaux, what's the white lady name? Joan Collins. That was a good show. Everybody know the champagne is burnt. Okay. So we are on a private jet, okay, flying in style. Everybody got their champagne and their charcuterie snacks and things like that. And we get into this bankruptcy talk, okay? Because, Pinky's trying to explain how, I guess you got to apply for, I never did through this, right? But I guess you got to apply for it. And there's two different kinds, like a chapter 7, a chapter 11. I think we all know about chapter 11. But, she, with all the businesses that she has, she's not getting paid personally directly. So that's a little weird to me, because if you're not getting none of the money, whose names is on? Because even if the businesses is getting the money, I don't understand. I'm not in the business world, and I don't own nothing like a business myself to understand how she not, and then how do your husband not know that you not even getting no money? So how is everything? I don't know. It's confusing, girl. She gonna have to explain that when we get down to the reunion, like ABCD. But this goes into talk about Angela, because I think she's done this in the past. She said maybe 2024 or whatever. You remember losing these houses. She lost money from the houses going in foreclosure, I guess. It wasn't like she's in any debt like how Pinky is or Kelly is or something like that. Like, this is just a loss, you know what I'm saying? So she's just trying to pick up her bootstraps and just, try again type thing. It's not like, ooh, girl. So that bankruptcy, I mean, yeah, been in there, done that, but no, that's not me. We do a little bit of talking about K Michelle and her husband. Something about a prenup. I don't know if she had one or not, but just how she just enjoys him just being a regular dude. He really just a dentist, regular working man, and he ain't pressed about being on the red carpet with her and all in the videos and all that stuff, right? Um, but that cheating thing in the back of her mind, oh man, cheats, just something in her that maybe it's just yeah, whatever. We know her man's story and how she can't never find no man, basically, and how she got trust issues and all this. Even though like he good man and everything, he ain't even got no social media. So she like, well, dang, that's red flag number one, or at least number two. I don't know because somebody can count how to stop, but I guess you can't really be too bad on it because blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I'm just rambling on the word. Slow down, child. Slow down. And just not really too worried about him not having social media because technically can't nobody contact him that she know of because he do got a phone and email and he gotta go to work. So they arrive in Dallas and they're on the Sprinter bus on their way to, where the hotel is or house or whatever they're staying at. And they ask Drew about her dating life in Black, which of course she's sticking to the story. We're just friends, this and this and that. Because, technically her and Ralph ain't got a divorce yet on the show right now, right? But this opens up, the ooh Black dude with, K Michelle just mentioned that, he was in my DM at some point. Well, I guess maybe Drew, I mean, she's not threatening or anything about the DM things or nothing like that, but I guess according to her, she's thinking that K Michelle knew Black, like I guess personally and all that stuff. And K like, girl, I don't know that man. I just know him through the industry. Like, and that doesn't necessarily mean that we know each other. Music, working with people, working with there, but yeah. We make a little pit stop to the gas station, and I don't know, Shamia's, don't be telling people that you be peeing in cups, girl. Just put the tissue down on the dang toilet or whatever. Wash your hands, soap and water. You be just fine. So the whole room thing, we get to Casa LaFay, okay? Nice little Dynasty house, okay? With a guest house and a pool house, okay? So the main house has 6 bedrooms, and Cynthia said, well, instead of me, before she split up the rooms, Casa LaFay, Mrs. Faye, of the owner of the home, or actually her name is actually Phaedra. So Phaedra thought that was kind of cute, like, oh, okay, find another one of me. But anywho, Cynthia said, I'm gonna pick the rooms for y'all. That way we ain't got to go through all that crazy confusion. Whoop. But Pinky, you gonna get the guest house because it's like a 1-bedroom hookup, and the pool house is like a 2-bedroom hookup. I'm gonna get that to Kelly and Shamia. So already, because you put us over here. Okay, well, I'll just have to act grateful because it's not really what I wanted for Christmas. But if I gotta accept the gift, so thank you. Okay. So all the other ladies run through the main house, pick what they want. Kate Michelle across her fingers. She definitely didn't want to be in one of them houses stranded out there by herself. The 2-bedroom house thing, it could have either been Frick or Frack, or Angela and Drew. Okay, because those are kind of the pairs that's going on in this friend group. So Kelly and Shamia going, unload their things at the pool house. Angela comes over and say, hey, how y'all doing? Because, I guess just trying to kick it with them, see how they doing in the house. We kind of already peeped what's going on. Angela is the bone carrier here, which Kelly points it out because, yes, everything that we about to say right here, she definitely about to go flip and run or slow run. I don't know, whatever she's talking about. To go back and run tell that. And all she gonna basically is run and tell is that, yeah, they're not too happy with the pool house. Obviously, it should have been a freaking frack situation, and freaking frack is whack according to Kelly. And it don't matter which one is which. Portia can be the whack. Phaedra is whacking right along with her for carrying, following her and carrying on. So whatever, it is what it is. She already expecting, to hear about it in a minute once they go to dinner, because I think they're about to go to dinner. But yeah, they just got to deal with the living situation as is. And like Pinky said, well, hell, I'll make do. If we get into some shit, bitch, and I just exit stage 11. I got somewhere to go. Okay. So, we're getting ready for dinner, and we notice that Shamia and Kelly are still in their arriving clothes, okay? And they over there messing with the chefs and things, because look, apparently they cooking over in the pool house and breaking the food over. I don't know, that little, why you cooking the main house? Because that's some bullshit. Like, I mean, listen, it's the one thing to have a dirty combinations, okay? Because she's Shamia calling Gerald on the phone like, yeah, look what they got us out here in the backyard. The sheets was dirty, the dirty sinks or whatever, right? Chefs is over here all up in the way, taking all over our kitchen space. Like, what the heck? So the other ladies is getting ready at the main house, going to sit down, have dinner. And Pinky was like talking to Portia, like, you know what? I don't think them other girls is coming because, I walked over there to, say hey. And they still in their regular clothes. I don't think they coming to dinner. I think they're a little bit mad about this whole why we gotta be out back and everybody up here situation. And then apparently Kay not coming down either because her glam squad didn't show up to do her all big and stuff. So she like, I don't want to come down to dinner. I mean, I don't know, because you couldn't just did your own makeup. Usually, like Beverly Hills girls would do that. Like, okay, whoop, 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 whoop. It's just dinner. It's not like we going out or nothing. But I guess maybe because you're on the TV or something, girl. Okay, so Shamia did call Cynthia to let them know that apparently, the house is just too dirty. The shower and everything was dirty in the bathroom. So they just not going to make it to dinner because they can't change, get clean and all that stuff. They just not feeling it, right? So, of course, all the ladies is like, man, that's crazy. That's messed up. Like, they could have, Portia's saying they could have just still came anyway, regardless, just pushed through. Cynthia went through all this work for this, and that's how y'all want to act, basically. And that's just how I'm kind of feeling. Like, really, all these dramatics over, why do they do this all the time? Every time I go on vacation. Oh, the only person who need to complain is the one who get the bunk bed or whatever in the little room in the basement or in the attic. That's the only one I need to complain. But this never happened. Everybody actually got their own room, own space. This one just so happened to be a little dirty. Okay, fine. But we still could have went to go eat. I'm still gonna go eat. Oh, so Pinky was like, okay, well, I guess for the night until we can fix their little problem, then I can let them take over my little guest house for the night, and I could just stay with Cynthia or K Michelle or something like that, and then we'll have it all back to a normal tomorrow. And in this process, Pinky just wanted to let Cynthia know, like, I mean, I appreciate though the little house on the prairie that you gave me, because it was just fine, and I'm like, yeah, probably she got the best option besides being in the main house. I probably would have wanted that house, like, for real. Volunteer, like, ooh, let me go over there. But K Michelle decided to just come out. I was like, look, I didn't even notice she came out to Shamia and Kelly's side. She ain't coming to dinner either, just because of the whole glam thing. Like, for real. Now that's just being superficial, kind of. So Shamia and Kelly and K Michelle kind of having a little heartfelt moment over there, talking about Kelly dealing with her ex and that divorce crap. I guess he's still giving her hell. They do got kids together. So I think at this point, he's trying to play the kid, use the kids against her. Okay, he don't want her filming with them, so that means no more. Like we seen them when last time, they was all cute and everything, but now we basically can't see them no more. Okay, we probably see her oldest though, because I believe that is not his child biologically, so that's probably one of the loopholes we might get there. But yeah, and he doing some other crap. We know he doing all in other with the internet and blogs and all that crap. So for her, yeah, she just going through hell at the moment, and I think this pool house and this trip was just not a good start. Okay, just not a good start. She basically feel like she hitting rock bottom. So while we're getting dinner, the chef or the hostess comes out to let them know, the menu and everything, and dinner will be started. Cynthia does, be nice, and because we is gonna feed them, just go. Can y'all go send them some doggy bags over there, like deliver a little thing to the pool? Okay, thank you, thank you. Pinky brings up like, what was the motive behind the room picking? Like, there's some hostility going on somewhere I don't know about? Like, what's going on? Because I talked to them and they thinking that you did this on purpose, like, maliciously, right? And Cynthia like, no, I just, that was the first thing that came to my mind was, they two close people, so why not just give them the close thing? And Angela, of course, her anus is picked up. Like, I kept cracking up every time the camera went to her because she was like, ooh, dang, they should be here. Ooh, should I say so? Should I not? Okay, my opportunity is here because she looking back too like, oh, they over there. All right, can they hear us? I don't know. But either way, I went over there and talked to them, right? And they was feeling the same way. Like, is we being picked on or something? Like, I don't, I'm. So that's just kind of why they not coming to dinner besides all the dirty stuff. Um, and you know, Cynthia just explained like, no, y'all, because Cynthia, she really not trying to start nothing. Okay, don't her don't start none, won't be none. Okay, 50 Cent, she don't want to be 50 right now. She want to be Cynthia, but if the girls felt that way, I mean, obviously they'll talk about it. She's gonna get the room clean and fix what she gotta fix. Portia is basically feeling like Cynthia feeling, I did what I had to do to help them out. But Pinky, you ain't gotta keep hammering in on like, oh my God, the room, the room, the room. And Angela, I wouldn't say trying to create something here to piggy off of Pinky a little bit, but it was more maybe to pick on Pinky a little bit because now she's saying, well, are you asking us about, attacking us about the room situation? And it was Cynthia who picked it, and Cynthia didn't do that to be mean. And Pinky like, no, girl, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. I just asked the question, man. I just want to know because, I kind of feel a little bad for them. I kind of want to go over there and hang out with them, because everybody feel, we want to be all included, and she just letting them know, like, this is my personality. I love Cynthia. I love y'all. So I'm getting to know y'all, but don't take, maybe some of the things I say or how I say it or my tones in a negative way. Because when I am mad or something, you will definitely know. Okay. So they kind of change the subject here a little bit and they go into Portia and Kelly because as Portia talked to Kelly, ever since the little grand opening of her restaurant, because remember Portia didn't go. And of course they didn't talk yet. She tried to be nice and in the flowers, but obviously it backfired. So, they'll have to figure it out when they figure it out. But she just trying to let them know that that whole sleeping with the husband, whoever husband it was a true fact when it, coming from Portia, but we don't know because we don't even know who the hell she's talking about, to be honest. And of course, Angela is listening, like everybody else, but for her, she mostly listening just to see like what kind of character is these girls, because this ain't the first time Portia came around here talking about sleeping with somebody's husband. You know what I'm saying? Remember that whole thing with Charles? Like, oh yeah, I heard about Charles. That whole statement. So it started this whole thing. So Angela, yeah, she's keeping her good eye on Portia because that's not, I'm married. you take vows in front of the Lord and things like that, and those are serious. So if these girls is the type to be messing with people's husbands, then I don't know. Portia, I gotta keep my eyes on you. And is it Kelly too? She trying to keep Charles away. Okay, so we roll into, because Kelly's not here at the table for Portia and her to hash it out. So we roll into who is at the table, which is Pinky and Phaedra. Okay, and the whole thing that she explains, Pinky, is that I kept hearing about this. I eat the meat. I eat the meat. They kept telling me that Phaedra the one that said it. Okay. Phaedra like, no, I ain't said it. I told Shamia that you had a Jamaican restaurant. Okay. Shamia wasn't really listening, so she interpreted as, oh, well, she got the Jamaican restaurant that she got. She eat Jamaican meat or whatever, right? Or just so she eat meat. Then it kind of confirmed for Shamia because Kelly roll around and say, oh, I saw her eating a steak. So that's where everything came from, Shamia, basically. Okay, so not necessarily Phaedra. Phaedra might have started it. Shamia finished it in the wrong way, and just instead of just saying, oh, she said you owned a Jamaican jerk restaurant, not that she was eating dang meat. Okay, I don't know, because the whole thing is, defaming my whole brand and all this stuff, because I can't be eating meat and be selling vegan food. That's just not how it's supposed to be, right? So I guess they do this little whatever apology, because technically Phaedra didn't do it, and Shami is not here at the table. So we see Cynthia kind of creep around, go do. She go over to the guest house or the pool house, and she says, hey girls, y'all okay? I just want to check on y'all, make sure y'all good. I didn't know the house was dirty, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I looked at everything was clean. Like, I would have definitely said something had I thought it was not clean. Like, which I'm sure, you know what I'm saying? Arab, that's kind of the first thing when you do when you go into rooms, you look around and you check at everything, and there's something wrong, you gotta call the people. Okay? Obviously she didn't see it, otherwise she would have did it. But she just wanted to make sure they was good, because, Pinky said y'all was mad, blah, blah. And they said, oh yeah, we was mad, this and that, woo. So, because, we not dirty friends, or ha ha ha, chi. So, of course, Cynthia is relieved that, okay, y'all cool, but please stop saying dirty, because she just don't want to be the bad host here. We all know how that went on Potomac in Colorado, with the whole house with no running water. It was no water. The water wasn't working. And it was like 2 hours away from Angel's house. It was just a whole mess on that whole trip. And we had to blame Angel, unfortunately, and slightly a little bit to the girls who stayed at the house, because Shamia and them called Cynthia right away. Oh, guess what? The house is dirty. Unlike in Potomac, y'all actually just sat there and waited till the whole morning time to say, oh, we ain't had no water all night. Difference. Man, I tell you, the way this episode ended was actually the best thing ever, okay? Because this was classic Housewives. Peak Housewives. Like a Kenya versus Nene. Throw down. Boom. Throw back. Throw down. Okay? Pinky and Angela. Because, we sit here doing our dinner talking stuff, and it's like, as soon as Cynthia get to coming back from the pool house, Pinky was looking at Angela like, girl, what's up? Because you keep looking at me. And, the cameraman, he always be catching Angela with the look, because she'd be like, like she always want to say something, but she don't want to say nothing, but you know what I'm saying? So Pinky like, well, is it something wrong? Like, what you got? And of course, Angela like, well, I mean, it's not nothing. I got nothing with you. It's just, you just got a lot of hostility going on. I'm just trying to figure out like where it's all coming from, because you just already like, And Pinky like, no, this is me. Like she been trying to say like, my personality, maybe she just a little bit too hype a little bit for y'all. Which girl, Kelly over there. So I don't even know how. Okay, whatever. But her demeanor and everything, understandable. I was maybe Yeah, maybe a little, like she said, a little more masculine than the rest of them. You know, a little tomboy probably growing up. So, understandable. So, they go through this whole back and forth match, and I'm talking about read for read for read. Like, well, we in Texas, it was definitely a shootout. Pow, pow, pow. Your house is in foreclosure, bitch. You bankrupt. Your husband don't like you. You got a what she called a Papa Smurf, Mr. Clean. Uh, Man, it was everything that you could think of. They threw the whole kitchen sink in the house, or whatever that damn saying is. Okay, so the three girls was a K Michelle, Shamia, and Kelly sitting down there, and they're like, "Oh shoot, something going on," because you know they down there trying to be antisocial on purpose. But oh, something going on. Maybe we need to be over there having some dinner. So they go bring their nosy asses up there, just trying to be nosy to see what's going on. They see them going back and forth, what's going on, this and that. Pinky almost did decide to leave, okay? Because she like, whatever, I'm over it. But nope, I'm going to stand on it, sit back down, and let Angela know, like, bitch, I don't like you, because how you going to basically weaponize my businesses and my failures and shit against me. And Angela like, whatever, girl, I don't like you either, this and that. And everybody else just sit here in shock, literally, like, what? Because it came out of nowhere. Honestly, it did. I'll say it did. I'll say it did. And we like, what the? Okay, I mean, at least it ain't me. But at least now we know, girl, Pinky King is definitely gonna go witches. We already know what Angela give. But I'm like, you know what? This was good. It was just good. Perfect. Perfect. Bravo, bravo. Oh, because that was classic Housewives. That is what we need from Potomac. Because them girls is jumping off the rails. And we already know Wendy going to jail. And Wendy, and not Wendy, what's her name? Karen trying to be sober life and all that stuff. They're going to be sad all the goddamn time on some bullshit. And all we want to do is laugh about you. Talking about what you ain't got and what you do got. Okay? Because that's just all it used to be about. Like, bitch, you can't even get in the door. You ain't on the list. Little petty shit like that. Like, but it's okay. This was good. Good closing out. You know, it wasn't actually the best dinner that Cynthia was hoping for. You know, this is her trip. And I don't want the ladies to ruin it. But we'll end this night, and hopefully the rest of the trip can go good. You know, fingers crossed. And K Michelle, insecure ass girl, for real. Oh, I'm sorry, I look a mess. Hey, y'all. But I'm about to go to bed and go run her ass back in the house. You look just fine without the makeup and the hair done. And your little pajama outfit, whatever that was. Like, you could have came to goddamn dinner. I don't know. It is what it is. But we'll get to the next episode. Like I said, this was really good. I enjoyed it. Kudos. Just as long as all the episodes can be like this. Because I miss this. I miss it. Thanks for watching. Peace.